The transformation programme, which we're calling Rewiring Public Services, is about a radical change about the way the City of York Council delivers its services to put residents at the heart of everything that we do. This is about giving people more choice, giving more access to the services to make it easier for people to access in the way that they want and the way that they expect, but also about being smart and efficient in the way that we deliver our services so that people get real value for money. We know that local government nationally is changing, smaller budgets, but there are also higher expectations from members of the public, and this programme is about making sure that those two different expectations meet to ensure that we have really smart, efficient public services that meet the expectations of local people. When we say that services are going to change, what we mean by that is making services much more easy for people to access, doing an awful lot more online and digitally so that people can access things much more conveniently, working much more collaboratively with other organisations in the voluntary sector, in the business community, but also in various organisations that operate within the city already and making use of things that already go on, so that people already are used to going to various places can access our services through community hubs that are happening as we speak. But also working with partner organisations in the health service and in other local government organisations and in the private sector as well, to be much more clever about the way we do things so that we work in partnership throughout, but always at every point thinking about residents being at the heart of that, asking residents what they want, how they want to access services, taking their feedback and using that meaningfully to deliver services in a way that we know people want to access them. This is about being smart with money, but also about being smart with residents' choices.
Clearly residents are the people who are receiving the services, and we absolutely need to engage with those to help us to consider the best way in which we can actually deliver the services that we provide to them. We will be looking to not adopt a top-down approach whereby the council seeks to impose solutions, but more one where the council is actually considering what the user requires, considering ideas that the user has in terms of how to change the service. And so it's very much a way in terms of looking at how those service users can effectively come together and work with the council to redesign the services which then best fit their needs. We are already looking at how we can engage with communities and residents in terms of how we have redesigned the website. Another important aspect of engagement is with our staff, and we want to engage with staff at all levels to understand what maybe is causing some issues in terms of service delivery at present, and also to seek ideas and to create innovation where staff feel very much part of a solution in terms of delivery of services. It clearly has to be about both delivering the savings and transformation, so we have to do both issues. We face massive funding challenges in terms of reductions, in terms of grant that we will be receiving from central government, and also significant cost pressures that affect the council. So we have to deliver those savings. However, merely delivering the savings alone will not place us in a position whereby we are able to deliver effective services to our residents. So the transformation of those services is equally important, and we have to achieve both of those objectives to both maintain our overall financial standing and our financial health, but also to ensure residents are able to access the services that they wish to access, and in terms of the range of access points that make that easy to them, and that those services are delivered as cost effectively as possible.
So the transformation programme that we're embarked upon is going to be a very interesting journey for us all as an organisation. It means everybody getting engaged and debating how we tackle some of the big challenges facing the city and how we create solutions which enable us to move through some of those challenges. Let me say a couple of things. One is this organisation is stuffed full of really capable people working really hard to do great things. I don't think we make enough use of the talent in this organisation. A number of observations about that. First thing to say is about 90% of us live in this city. We care passionately about this city. It's our kids that go to school, our elderly relatives who need support and services, we and our friends and family who get on the buses, want to buy houses, want to go shopping. We're concerned about everything about the city and we're proud about that. I don't think we make enough use of that in terms of how we work together as an organisation. Second thing is, we're all adults who work for the council, but actually the way we're organised right now doesn't always recognise that or make most use of it. We're a bit too hierarchical. We make assumptions that you have to be senior to know what might be the right thing to do or to be trusted to make decisions. I don't think that makes best use of all our talents. I want to do something to tackle that. And the third thing I'd say is we're still, although we're all living and working in fewer buildings and we're together, we're not working as well as we could do across the organisation with different groups getting together to try and tackle things. So for those reasons, I think there's much more capacity and talent that we could release to tackle some of the big changes. It's a journey we're on. It's going to affect all of the way that we work. It will mean changes for us individually, for our teams and our services. And I know that will also bring uncertainty. I want to take people through that uncertainty and make the journey as productive as it possibly can for all of us. Well, I'm tempted to start by quoting a pop song from the 80s, but not everyone will get the reference. But the first thing I'd say is talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Actually, at the heart of this, we've got to get talking about the change programme everywhere, all the time, across all of the organisation, every level and every service. And then we've got to get engaged in taking part in it. Now, all the usual stuff which we've put in place has to go on and has to happen well. So I'm talking about buzz, I'm talking about team briefings, I'm talking about managers working with and supporting staff, I'm talking about work plans for individuals and teams, I'm talking about the PDRs and the appraisals of performance. Yeah, all of that has got to go on, and it's got to talk about the change programme, and it's got to focus people so that their work is engaged with this process of change and transformation that we're on. But actually, I want us to be doing different things as well to create some of the energy and opportunity which I think will lift our contributions and take on people on this journey. So we're looking at short and longer term opportunities to get involved, either on a secondment basis or in a project team or taking a day a week to actually make your contribution to the transformation process. We're talking about events that take place and opportunities to start to come together to solve problems. Now, some of this we already do, so let's just be very clear. On the 1st of April, our library staff took the decision, well, the councillors took the decision to create a staff and community-owned mutual. That's because library staff got absolutely fully engaged with the process of creating this new organisation and worked in all kinds of different ways to create the new business plan for the business that they set off on the 1st of April. When we set up the Telecare social enterprise, we brought together people working on new technologies to support people to work in their homes with the people running the services to create a new business that would take them forward. Those are two examples already of transformation in which the staff in those services have fundamentally been responsible for driving the change process. And more recently, I'd have to point to the Tour de France and the way that people from across the organisation, all kinds of backgrounds, have got stuck into making it the most fantastic event, which I believe it will be for the city. People using skills that weren't on their job descriptions when they were recruited, but they are skills that they have in their own lives. And actually, I want to tap into all of the talent that people have, whether it's language skills, digital creative skills, problem-solving skills, networks that they operate in at neighbourhood level just because they live in the city. That's the kind of way in which I want people to get involved. One of the things I'd like to do is put out challenges every couple of weeks of problems that we want to solve. I was talking to someone recently from a city who described the challenge they'd set themselves of making sure no kid loses a day's schooling because of asthma, and they've got the whole organisation working on how you might tackle that. There's lots of challenges for us like that in this city, and I think if we work together to crack them, That's what this transformation will be all about.